Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Finance Talk, where we speak about finance, business, and investing. I'm Eugene. I have more than 10 years of experience in business. I also interested in finance and building my own portfolio and hoping to set up a fund in the nearest future.
And I'm Nick Rational. I too have a lot of business experience and been doing the investing for a while now. Together, we're going to share with you what we have learned, and together we can all learn more and become greater investors. I too hope to start a fund in the near future, and let's all learn together.
So, what will be our today's topic, Nick?
All right, guys. So we had a pretty good episode last episode where we talked about all the crazy scams out there and stuff. So I've dug up this little list, and it's written by the SEC to help people to identify the warning signs of fraud. So I thought we'd go through it one step at a time and discuss the different warning signs. So the first one is the person presenting this, are they an unlicensed investment professional? I take that to mean that a license is very important, whether they're licensed to trade or licensed to give advice. What are your thoughts on this one?
In most cases, people who offer you different crypto schemes or trading schemes, they do not have such license. There are some cases when you can be the hedge fund manager and you do not require the license to do that. There are particular episodes, and in most cases, such people just present their work which they've done, their like track record, and they have already established law documents and setting the whole setup of the fund.
Yep, super important to check on what docs they have. Are they registered with the SEC? Are they registered in the state?
You can also go to the special base and check their licensing number in this base, so you will understand whether this license real or not. And it will help you tremendously, I think.
In the USA, investor.gov is probably the best way to check, does this person have credentials? So that's definitely something to do. Good tip there. So the next one is, are they aggressive sellers who may provide exaggerated or false credentials? So basically, are they really pushing you to invest? Are they exaggerating their returns, their relationships with other people? Are they pretending to have credentials that they don't? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is another really tricky part, because in some cases you can just be said you have like 24 hours to claim your offer, or you will be received the bonus after 24 hours if you make the decision quick. But in most cases, this probably can be the scam. And in real investing world, you can spend whatever time you want in order to make the decision to invest in a particular fund or the security if you have enough knowledge and experience.
The next one is offers that sound too good to be true. For me, this is personally the one that lights up my warning bells. Whenever I see this is the one of all the list. This is the one that really gets me. As soon as it seems too good to be true, I know it probably is not true. What are your thoughts on that?
When I was not so experienced, I also got caught. We all, I think, got caught in some different schemes, little or not little, because we just do not understand what is proper and how it should work. So when you have enough experience in investing and in finance and business, you will see such kind of schemes and fraud. But when you are a beginner, you need to be really careful about that. And when you receive some such kind of offer, it is usually considered to consult with other more mature person about this, because probably he or she will already saw this type of fraud, and it can save you a lot of money and time.
I've got a crazy story that I thought I'd just share. I've always been pretty business savvy, pretty much from the youngest age I can think of. I was doing business deals, whether it was with my toys, whether it was a little bit older with some magazines I found and I wanted to sell. I've always been an entrepreneur. And so I thought I was savvy enough not to get scammed. And I saw this tourist to my town and I saw him about to get scammed. And I thought maybe I can help this guy. And so I got involved. And I was only like 16 or 14 or something. And I said to him, let me make sure that this is legit. And the guy he was talking to said, basically, I've got a connection in this electronics store. Anything you want in there, I'll get it to you. I'll give it to you half price. And the way it worked was we had to go into the store, choose what we wanted, come back out, tell the guy what we wanted. We'd give him the money. He'd go in and he'd come out with the item. I said to the guy, "This seems pretty legit. I will personally vouch for the money." And the way it worked, I can't remember what the deal was, but maybe the way it was that I was going to get a small cut or something for vouching or something, or for guaranteeing that it wouldn't be a scam and for protecting the guy. I can't remember what the deal was, but the tourist gave him like $200. The guy went into the store, and we waited and we waited and we waited because there was a back door. The guy had just walked right through the store and out the back. We didn't know there was a back door, and I felt really bad. And so I took the tourist guide. I didn't have the money, so I took the tourist guide to this house where I used to do a little bit of babysitting. I had him wait outside, and I went into the place, and I said to the lady, "Look, I really could do with an advance payment on babysitting. I've got this situation, and I'd really appreciate it." She gave me the money, and I went out and I gave the guy the money, and I felt so bad because essentially I'm the one who lost the money on the scam. Such a rookie mistake. Strangely, though, I don't know if it was karma or what. A week later, I went and asked if I could do some babysitting, and she said no, no, she's doesn't need it yet, but she'll let me know. She had my number. And a week later, I went back, and they didn't live there anymore. They moved, and I didn't have her number. And so to this day, I've still not paid back that $200. If you're listening, you can contact me. um, so I ended up not losing money there, but there are backdoors and there are scammers, and no matter how smart you think you are, if it seems to be too good to be true, it's probably not true. It's an embarrassing story, but I've never really shared it, and I thought, hey, why not? Why not share an embarrassing story? Let's move on to the next one. So, if if they claim it's a risk-free investment opportunity, that's another warning sign. Unless they're a large company with a massive track record, uh, and they're requiring you to put in like big money and for with like maybe a 30-day notice period. Most of the time, there's no such thing as a risk-free investment opportunity. There literally is no such thing. Like I know of one company in South Africa where your principal is guaranteed and you get a certain pretty good interest rate considering, but like you're not going to find that. It's very, 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 very rare, and it's usually a very large company dealing with millions and millions and millions of dollars. If it's not, I mean, risk-free investment is just that. I've never heard of such a thing in all my years. How about you, Eugene?
Yeah, I also haven't thought so much about such type of things. I usually did it in my first projects. So I offered the investors like a risk-free option. But in this case, I took those risks. So as Nick said, there is no such definition as the risk-free investment because in everything we just take risk because we do not just calculate it properly. So risk in everything which you see around you. If you do not take this risk, then somebody else will take that. And you just need to really understand this concept, and you need to be really pragmatic, and you need to calculate what can be the outcome and what are possible outcomes of your investment in any cases.
You make a great point. In my business dealings, I have made guaranteed
Yeah. I
risk
also did that.
things.
So I will
But,
actually
but
offered the guy, look, you invest this portion of money, and I invest this into the business. If something goes wrong, I will take all risks, and I will receive, and you will receive the money from my different project and different assets, which I will sell for you. So this is my payment for
personal
you
guarantee.
for the trust you gave me in advance.
But even that risk-free situation that you and I have created for our investors, there is still risk. If if I say to somebody, invest in my project, I will personally guarantee the money and I will pay you out of my own money over time, you'll get your money back no matter what. The unspoken risk is that if I die, there's no guarantees there.
Yeah, there
So
is
you should
another risk
always
of that.
always
Exactly.
look at all of the risk. That's the benefits of dealing with a hedge fund. You can ask that question: what happens if you die? And if they don't have a plan, you should probably move on to a different hedge fund. But if they do have a plan that your money is still going to be good, that at least takes that risk off of the table. But if you're dealing with an individual, the risk of something happening to them, that's still a big risk. And there's other risks too. A person's word isn't necessarily good. I have a deal at the moment that I'm busy negotiating where the guy's just completely reneged on his contract. He's decided he's not going to pay, even though there's collateral which is supposed to protect me. Now I have to go to court, and we'll see what happens. He's taken the collateral out of state, so it was a vehicle. It's not a big deal if the whole
Yeah, yeah,
thing goes sideways. At the end of the day, it's not big. But even collateral is not guaranteed. Now I have to go and chase that. So yeah, it's so stupid. Whole thing's so stupid. But yeah, always consider,
yeah.
is it really a risk-free investment? What happens if things go wrong? If it's some anonymous person over the internet telling you it's risk-free, think about how will you chase that money? Where is the guarantees really? Or is it just words coming out of his mouth?
Yeah, exactly. But in that case, first of all, I was pretty sure that I can get back the money if something goes wrong because I have already had different asset which brings the cash flow every month, and this asset was on sale with the negotiation with the buyer. And actually, I calculated that if something goes wrong with this new project, I can just take this money from the sell and take and get back this money to the investor. Or if the deal won't work out, the assets will still have the cash flow, and this investor will just receive the percentage of this project which already have the cash flow every month. So it is win-win situation, and in this case, investor won't lose anything if he put the money in my venture. This is the end of this episode, guys. We will continue next time. And if you have any questions, please write them down in the comments below. And see you next episode.